back to Non-League Adventure with me, GW365, Season 4, Episode 5, playing Discussion Ashton Football Club on Football Manager 2016. If you joined us last time, we had the live com of the FA Cup first round game against Leyton Orient. We were a bit unlucky in defeat here. Yes, they dominated and they had more chances. We were holding pretty damn firm, and unfortunately we found ourselves losing 1-0 thanks to Jamie Philpott winner late on. Wasn't too disappointed, was expected to get trounced. Only a 1-0 loss is pretty damn good if I do say so myself. We followed that up with a 4-2 loss against Stalybridge Celtic. The less said about this game, the better. Matty Downing's performance led me to have an actual think about whether we can actually add to the side, which I have done. We'll get into that shortly. In fact, I'll go into it now. We signed Greg Taylor, 28-year-old fullback. It was released from Northampton, and he's obviously not being picked up, so he's opted to come to join us for £170 per week, worth noting, for 18 months or so, for basically a 2-year deal. If he were to sign at the beginning of the season, it's been done purely, with next season in mind. He's a decent player, as you can see here. He's a 4-star player. And he's got some really good all-round stats there, including crossing and dribbling is 9 as well, which is pretty damn awesome, if I do say so myself. So he's a well-rounded player, basically. He's got, 10s galore, pretty much, and a couple of 11s as well. So I'm pretty excited about this guy. He's not a long-term option because he is 28, but, 2 years at least, he's going to be pretty damn key for us, I think. We did go on then the next game. Hednesford, worth noting, 21st in the league out of 22 teams, and they absolutely battered us in the first half. Shamal George made a great save onto the post and decided, as he's picking up, to literally throw it into the net. It's very nice to see. And then they got a goal early in the second half, which just completely knocked the stuffing out of us. JJ Hooper getting a late consolation goal, but it was too little too late, and it was very disappointing. Barry did get an injury again. He's actually back now, so I don't even know why I put this on. But he wasn't available. Then we signed Matt Hinchcliffe, who was a centre-back. £200 a week again for the same duration. Pretty excited about this guy. He's got very good jumping reach. Determination's high. His all-round game looks pretty good. Decisions is 8, anticipation is 8, which is more than good enough for this level. Passing 7 though, so he's going to be a good partner, I think, for Corey Roberts, which I'm pretty excited about having them two together. So for me, we have improved as 3.5-star player for challenging for promotion sort of side, playoffs, well, top half table sort of side. So I'm pretty excited about this guy as well. As a result, we are very secure in terms of our board confidence. Nigel Clough is the manager of Burnley, and he's unhappy with Sampson's loan agreement. He's been injured most of the time. How can you expect him to play games if he's injured? What a schmuck. That's all I've got to say. We followed that up with an FA Trophy North third qualifying round against Bedford, and we trounced them we went 4-0 up and then they got a late consolation. Didn't really ever look like losing this game. Liam Smith surprisingly having a really good game. He was at fault for the goal just before he went off. I actually made the change, then they scored, then he went off. He gave the ball away in a dangerous position, and they scored from it. Still very secure. There wasn't many games in between, unfortunately. But yeah, we're still very secure, so that's a good place to be. Then we've actually signed Shola Ayula, who was originally at Stoke. He's become a free transfer. He's on £160 a week again until 2020. And this is him. I've signed him as a target man. If you look over here, he's got a full pizza, if you like, for target man. He's fairly quick. He's pretty damn strong for this level. He's got a bit of flair about him. Teamwork and work rate are decent. Determination's 10, which is the minimum I want really at this moment when I'm searching for players. That's what it is. Composure's a bit shocking. It's 4. That's probably his main weakness, but anticipation's good. Finishing's good. Heading's 8, but his jumping reach of 12. I'm hoping it's gonna prove the difference, and he's good at dribbling and first touch as well. So his all-round attributes, I think, are pretty well suited. Passing could be better. It's only 5. But composure probably the biggest weakness. But I'm pretty confident it's going to be alright for us. And then we just signed on a non-contract Andy Fleming from Stockport. Worth noting, Stockport are up there with us. To take a player off them for £70 and an appearance fee and £70 a goal, a new substitute fee is £60. So if I don't put him in the side at all, we don't pay for him. Simple as. But he's got a little bit about him. Yeah, I pressed the wrong thing first. But he's got a little bit about him here. His all-round stats are pretty good. Heading probably a bit of a letdown, but everything else is pretty damn good. Crossing could be better, but he's in the middle. It's 3.5 star. It's a bit of an increase in the quality that we've got in the middle of the park, so that's what I'm looking to see. So we sit currently fourth, 7 points behind the newly crowned leaders of the division, Harrogate. I think they're going to be very hard to stop this season, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, we've already lost to them. We're on a poor run of form in the league. We've got a decent win against Bedford, and that's after I had to do a team meeting to increase the, the morale. Worth noting, we're actually spending more than our wage budget now, so that's something I'm going to be looking at in the transfer window. Hopefully try and get rid of some players such as, I'll go into them just in a sec. Oh, I don't exactly know what's happened there. I pressed end, as in that's what I used to pause the video. Maybe I need to change the button. But yeah, if this is a team we're going to be using, the sort of players I'm looking to try and maybe get rid of, because you can see now we've got quite a few players that are not really playing. So Luke Foster's going to be one I'm going to try to get rid of. I hadn't decided, probably Matthew Flynn, one of the long-term players. I think there's only 2 players left for the original side, which is Matthew Flynn and Liam Thompson. And Thompson's probably going to be going at the end of the season. I do have a little bit of sentimental value towards Flynn, but his last game he were appalling, 6.10. It was the same game that Downing got a 5.4. So worth noting that Downing's actually got 5 assists this season, which isn't bad, but his overall rating's been pretty shocking, if to say the least. It's whether I choose Tunnicliffe or Flynn. Tunnicliffe's main weakness is his determination is only 6. In my opinion, that's not good enough. McGowan is only a youth player. He's only covering at left midfield if Ben Hinchcliffe does pick up an injury. But this is definitely the area we need to strengthen. And Andy Fleming comes in. He's only shown as a 2.5 star player for Automatic for some reason as a centre midfielder. But as you can see, the biggest weakness probably is our captain, right back, Liam Smith, which is a surprise. If you highlight them all individually, I mean, looking at Corey Roberts, 4 star, even though his actual ability is 3.5 star, he's actually showing a 4 star rating for playing in the central defend role. Worth noting, his passing has gone up to 2, get in. Awesome passes come inbound, and his heading's gone up to 7 as well. But Matt Hinchcliffe and Corey Roberts, I'm pretty excited about them 2 together. In fact, I am probably going to make one more change, am I? John Jones has been one of the most consistent players so far. He's got the most goals. He's got more goals and assists than Henry Rowlandson. But I'm trying to get Henry Rowlandson back playing again because he started brightly. So I'm going to stick with this team. We're playing Corby, who I believe are mid-table somewhere. I've dropped Hooper. Shola Ayula is going to make his debut today. He's probably not that fit. But Paul Jennings has been playing quite well. He's got 5 goals and 3 assists in 10 appearances and 12 sub-appearances. Piggott's going to start. He's got 12 goals in 15 appearances. I can't not start him at the minute. Moyo, he's the one I've kept on the bench instead of JJ Hooper on the premise of basically he's played slightly less games and he's got a better return, with 5 goals and 4 assists as opposed to Hooper's 5 goals and 3 assists. So this is a team that I say we're going to go for. We are away, so we are probably going to be playing the standard formation, which we are currently on. Brilliant. I forgot to see what this was. Let's try and find it a second. I apologise for this. I should have done this before. I just want to see... No, not that one. There's a few players I've been looking at. Like I said, so you might see a couple of them. Tried to offer out, who was it? And this is what I'm wanting. Attacking movement, that's what we want. Attacking movement. I've been trying to follow my assistants, or my scout should I say, for what's the best thing. I've probably done that a little bit too late. But we'll have to wait and see. So we are the underdogs here. I did think we would be the favourites, but I suppose we've had a poor run of form. So maybe I need to be on defensive. But last time I went on defensive, we got paggered by Stalybridge all the way down in 16th. 4-2. We were 3-0 down. We did get back to 3-2 actually, and we scored 2 goals in 5 minutes to make it 3-2. after about 35 minutes, and I actually thought maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to push on and do it basically. So I'm going to say pick off where we left off. Obviously, it only applies to certain players. I am going to say to Joe Pigott, because he's looking nervous, pressure's off, and same goes for the new boy. I want him to try and perform to his best. But it's a bit of a different team talk because we're not the favourites, so I can't aggressively expect. Andy Fleming's making a debut as well, so I'm going to say pressure's off you as well. Let's hope for a decent performance from you guys. Minimal effect, that team talk, unfortunately, but we're into the game now. Fairly long one, already surprisingly. But here's Lavery as the highlight ends. And we're still, I'm going to say we were still worrying that 100% Corby possession after 5 minutes, which I thought was a bit iffy. So a few new faces, probably a few too many. We've got 4 new faces in the side, if you include Matt Hinchcliffe and Greg Taylor, the centre back and left back, respectively. But I'm hoping the advancing quality is going to prove dividends here. Is that even the right way to say it? I'm not sure. Let us know in the comments. We are actually getting slightly dominated here, so I am probably going to drop it back to a defensive. Confirm that. Because we're just starting to get overrun a little bit. We actually had a shot, but we're off target. I'm just having a look here. Crosses completed. We haven't completed any crosses whatsoever. They've completed 2. Our headers is not amazing. But Andy Fleming, I'm not entirely sure how tall he is. But his jumping's 10. So I'm hoping, combined with his strength of 8, which isn't terrible for this level, he might be able to win some headers for us as well. But here comes McKendry with a free kick. It's played towards us. Matt Hinchcliffe clears away to Ben Hinchcliffe. That's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, isn't it? Rollinson's away though now. This is a great counter attack. If we can make something of it, Rollinson just goes himself and powers it into the far left hand corner, and that's a great counter attack goal that puts us 1-0 in front and hopefully back into a little bit of form here as Stockport have taken the lead in terms of the league table. Guys seem to be a little bit in free fall, although I think they are drawing. I'm pretty sure they were on 7 goal difference, but you can see here the 2 best performers so far scoring the most goals. Hopefully we can start to pick up with that. Add a bit of quality we've decided to decide. Maybe just maybe we can start to score some goals, because that's I think what we're lacking more than all. I know we got beat 4-2 against Stalybridge, but there's not many games we concede more than 1 goal. So yeah, it's a decent first half. We are capable of doing even better. Apparently people disagree. They just switch off. They can't be asked to listen to me, which is very disappointing. So everyone, I'm just going to quickly do this because why the hell not? And do it again. So a decent return in that team talk, but a couple of, well, one switched off, but it's the one who was playing the best, I think. 7.3, I'm sure it was Rollinson then. But we get the second half underway, and Ayula with a great header there, showing exactly why he's been signed. As Ben Hinchcliffe knocks it back to Ward, sitting very deep. Ayula wins another header, but this time goes straight to Masendo. That's the end of the highlight. Worth noting that he's only got a 6.3 average rating now, as it just dropped as I was halfway through describing how awesome he is. He's actually not doing very well, but you've got to give him time. He's a new signing. He's got to link with his new teammates. But now we are looking to have to make a change. I've played Mayo a few times on the left, as a substitute, but I'm a bit reluctant to do it because he's actually playing half decent, 6.9 on the verge of a good performance. Fleming's not playing, he's doing alright as well, but he's lacking a bit in fitness. So I'm going to bring on Carnero, who's a more tried and tested attacking sort of player, even though he's going to be classed as defensive, but he's got a bit more in terms of passing and a bit more not know-how, but knows the team. So we're going to make another change now, and it's going to be actually it's going up to 6.7. I was going to say I'm going to bring on Paul Jennings because he does so well for us when he comes on. You know, he's not a starter by any means. Like, you know, he's not the first name on the squad, but he's definitely the first name on the substitutes bench at the very least. Jennings, Paul Jennings, because he's done exceptionally well for us. I think I'm going to bring on. I'm going to have to leave Hinchcliffe on. It pains me to do so, but I'm going to bring on Jordan Jones because he's very quick as well on the wing. He's very good on the counter. Rollinson was looking a bit tired, but he also takes the corners as well. So I'm hoping for something from him. As you can see, it's a bit of a smash and grab this if it finishes as it is. I'm hoping that we can maybe just get a goal here just to seal it. Here's Jennings now. Because, as you can see, we haven't really... We've restricted them to long shots. Well, half the chances have been long shots and the rest have been blocked. But I'm just hoping we don't get conceded now. We've done so well to hold out. The players are looking very tired. And here comes the cross. There's the header. It's hit the bar and I felt short. Yep. Lomax is the first to react. Ward is understandably not best pleased. And it's a bit of a letdown. Because, yes, we haven't been playing that well. And maybe, you know, it's mind-boggling. We started so well this season. And I'm thinking about maybe changing... Don't be another goal here. I'm thinking about changing it to mixed. Ward's there though. Come on, get a good tackle. That's it. Jones with the ball forward to Jennings. Now he finds Piggott now. Can we strike straight away? Apparently not, because Piggott thinks it's good to shoot from about a million miles away. But that's, you know, I appreciate the effort. But a 1-1 draw probably isn't good enough, although it is away, so... You know, but if we wanted to try and get back up the league, we're now going to find ourselves 9 points behind Harrogate. Is that good enough? The straight answer is no. Especially with passes like that. But saying that, I thought then for a second that Jennings were going to be in, but apparently not. Canero. Decent ball to Hinchcliffe. Can we get a late winner? No. Disappointing. We got outplayed. Didn't really deserve anything. I thought with Roda's luck, I thought when the initial chance hit the bar and went up in the air, I thought, oh, that's it, keeper's going to claim it, but apparently not. So, I'm going to say unlucky. I'm not going to say we expected to win because we weren't the favourites. I've got to try and keep morale up where we can. And as the season is starting to tail off a little bit, as in, you know, we started brightly, we've got the points probably required just about. Well, we haven't, but we're going to be staying up at least. But yeah, we can expect better things, I'm sure. But anyway, into the next live com, which one it will be? It will probably be the first game in January, which will be Alfreton. So if you have enjoyed this video, please pop a like for us, pop a like on for us, and if you'd like to subscribe to keep up to date with as daily as possible Football Manager videos in terms of this particular save. Then feel free to subscribe, and if you think any of your friends or fellow subscribers or, you know, whoever might enjoy this content, please send them in the direction of my channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. But until the Alfreton game, I will see you then. Bye bye.